Sonic Frontiers. The final horizon is on our final horizon. This is going to be the update to end all updates for Sonic Frontiers. This update will very clearly change everything that we probably know about Sonic Frontiers. A year later, looking back at this game will not be the same of how we looked back at it in this current time. The game will just be a very different game than we remember. A lot of people have been holding off until all of the updates have come out, which makes sense, and when they have all of that in one package, this game will feel extremely different. This update will change everything. And of course, there's a lot that we know is changing through official means and actually through leaks. But what if I said there's some more stuff that needs to change that isn't revealed through leaks or officially? And that's what I'm here to talk about. These are the final updates we need before Sonic Frontiers is no longer updated. And honestly, a lot of things that we need for Frontiers are still quality of life based. Yeah, we got a decent amount of quality of life updates beforehand, but there's some other big ones that we still need. And before we hop into all of that, yo, hold up, did you know that 70% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel? A lot of you guys keep on returning to these videos, so those of you who keep coming back, why not hit the subscribe button? And if you're new here and you end up enjoying this video, I hope that makes you want to subscribe. Thanks guys. So first things first up on my list is let us change our controls for Cyberspace. Cyberspace is probably the weakest part of Sonic Frontiers still till this day because of the level design and also the controls just kind of suck. Within the last few updates, they've actually done really good at including things that have been pretty popular mods amongst the community. And then they turned around and made some of those things official features, such as disabling the combat camera. So now it doesn't have the crazy cinematic zoom-ins when you do combat finishes, and you can just see Sonic how you normally see him as that animation plays. One reason I believe that things like that are coming for Cyberspace is because the last update added the deacceleration meter, which is basically momentum for Sonic, and that meter kind of tells Sonic when to stop after letting go of the analog stick, and that actually is something that works in Cyberspace. If you change that value, it actually affects Cyberspace, which is interesting because a lot of the other features do not. Also, for some reason, the spin dash is not bound to the Cyberspace controls, and you can move a lot more freely with the spin dash in Cyberspace. So why not just allow us to control all of our controls for Cyberspace at this point if there's a bunch of features now that don't actually follow the rules of Cyberspace controls? This is something I really hope they do because I think this will improve Cyberspace. Yeah, it may be easier because everyone can have different control schemes and setups that will affect Sonic's attributes, but at the end of the day, it's all about the game feeling good to play. If it doesn't feel good to play, I don't really care how tight it is to get an S rank in 1-2. I just want it to feel good. It's always great when you don't need a mod anymore because they actually implement it within the full game, and this is something that I really think needs to be put in Update 3, as it'll just make Cyberspace once again feel good. Cause come on, they made Open Zone kinda control like butter. It's really smooth. Probably one of the smoothest control schemes in the entire franchise. Next up is a pretty big one, and it's one that we've all been kinda asking for. It's honestly just a nerfed parry. The parry button does not need to be like that. At that point, it's not a parry, it's an infinite block. You need to be able to time your parry, and that needs to be nerfed. That will probably make some of these Titan fights more engaging, and you won't have to just sit there and hold the parry button against a Titan, and you can just press it and, time it to actually be rewarded for being good at the game. Based on leaks, we do know that Oranos Island will have some harder challenges around the world, so maybe the parry timing being reverted to that will probably add to some of the parry timing challenges, and overall it would probably just feel better and more rewarding. Just a bit more extreme because I don't feel like extreme mode is really that difficult when you can hold the parry button forever. And it doesn't have to be the tightest frame window in the world, it can still be a generous frame window. At the end of the day, this is a Sonic game. This game combat wise has not reached the heights of Kingdom Hearts or DMC, so it doesn't really need to be the most egregious thing in the world. This isn't really a quality of life, this is something I would just like to see changed, which probably won't change, but hey, might as well share my opinion. I'd like to see there be a health bar instead of just the ring system being your health, because it's really hard to lose in Sonic Frontiers when you can infinitely create rings for yourself to add to your health bar. I feel like if they had a normal health bar and then rings were a separate thing from health drops, kind of like Sonic Unleashed, I think it'd make a lot more sense. But obviously this is something that will probably never change, and we could probably look forward to that in Sonic Frontiers 2, as obviously, you know, Frontiers 2 is kind of being worked on already, and things are being talked about with Kishimoto saying that they're testing things out in Frontiers 1 so they can, you know, get it all ready for Frontiers 2. Something I'd also love to see is in the files of Sonic Frontiers, a lot of people found that there's different enemy types, specifically yellow enemy guardians, and I'd love to see them be placed throughout Aranos Island and maybe even Chaos Island. I think this would add to the feeling of the game being like the end of the game. More enemy variations will not hurt Sonic Frontiers, it will only improve it, and of course it will give you more enemies to fight throughout the game. I honestly think that these few improvements will make the game just be a lot better and probably make me come back to especially Cyberspace way more without mods. I own the game not only on PC but also on PlayStation 5, and I'd love to be able to just boot it up on PlayStation 5 every now and then because that's where I have the game 100%ed and just enjoy Cyberspace for what it is. But it's kind of hard to do that when the controls suck. So that's kind of the biggest thing I want to see change out of all of these. And those are my thoughts. Honestly, Sonic Frontiers The Final Horizon has a big task with introducing multiple new characters, some new story, and whatever else it has to offer, and I'm really excited to see that. But those are those quality of life features that I really just want to see be added into the game. What kind of quality of life features would you guys like to see for Sonic Frontiers? Now, there may be some that I'm missing, so maybe some of you guys have some great ideas that you can drop below in the comment section, and that way I can highlight it and respond and whatnot. But if you guys enjoyed this short little video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and like always, I'll see you in the next one.
Well, whatever happens, happens.